pattern making continues. Let's see. So this one, did I label this one what it is? Number 4. Okay. So these are the patterns, and I got my spindle sander, and I've been trying to do some fine adjustments to the lines, and it is difficult to get exact. Close, I can get close, but exact is getting a little difficult. You always seem the sander takes a little bit off of here and not there, so I did see if I could just build some areas back up that were a little too low, and I'll sand them back down. Or what I did with this one is I actually put this in position. I did a layer of cling wrap on it like I made my molds, because I thought, well, maybe I could just put it up there, secure it in place, and then fill in, we'll say, the open spots. And looks like it's working out well. Now I made up a wheel well template, and I was wondering, I was like, okay, if I take this template and then I could mount it also would help me mount up the patterns on it, and the wheel well needs to be done, because if I take this just as it is, take it the other side and put it in, it would give me the right side. So if that's always front, that's always back, it goes over and becomes the other side, and that would help as a template for there. So it was, I tried to, I think I'll start over. So I knew I had a gap in getting everything lined up. So I said, all right, well, instead of getting it really close, why don't I just put a couple layers of cling wrap up and fill it in with epoxy and then release it the next day, and that would give me a pretty accurate mold. So I'm getting ready to pull that out now. Alright, this is what it looks like released, and all I have to do now is to pull the cling wrap, the plastic away, and I should have a pretty good mold. Let's see if we get a close-up here. Came out, there's you can see the wrinkles from the plastic, but let's see if I can pick up. There's an edge here, because this is the outer edge, because of the curve of the well, and everything is just a little soft, and I want to take this edge down and basically give it a nice quick sand, but everything is still a little soft. It hasn't fully cured. It was okay to take it off, but I guess maybe you can see here, this edge works out well that way. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, you can see where I need to do a little bit of cleaning up on it. And I'm prepping for when this is cured, maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, because it has to cure for me to really start sanding that away. I don't want to have it come apart. And I gave a couple layers of cling wrap, because once this is done, I'll set it in place and anchor up a bunch of those, and I'll fill in the bottoms, anything that's off, and that way get them getting little small imperfections that I need to take care of with some epoxy putty. So that is where I'm at the moment. So I've been putting some of the patterns in place just to kind of let's see how it's all shaping up, and I still have to do trimming. So what I want to do is when I get the laser set up, I'll make we'll say a line across the top, a level line, and they'll all be trimmed identical. Then I can start working with that. But this starts kind of me seeing how this is all shaping out. And once I've got them all trimmed at the right height, I can then make some spreaders that go in between them and start locking all this together. So that's the update at the moment. And just an update. So this is the progress on the patterns. So you might notice I've tried to trim them all to be about the same size. And so actually I would say it's looking pretty good. So that's the latest update. I'm taking the, we'll say pattern plate, we call it plate, the pattern number 1, as I was saying, that goes with the reference line on the right side, which is bad. So this kind of gives an idea of how bad the right side repairs turned out. And if you see that big gap, that's telling you how much has been added to this width of the fender and how the shape is off, because that should be over there touching to match the other side. So as I say, this was from the other side. You basically just turn it around and match it up, and that tells you how bad it is off, or how much it's off, and why this pattern making is important. So I have come to a conundrum. So so I will explain. This is kind of we'll say, if I say number 4, that's this black line starts 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4 here, and this is actually made for the right side, and it's we'll say it's pretty accurate for this. I was like, okay, well, I know that from what I've already shown you is that the damage over here goes too far out. That's a given. But this should be closer. I would think it should be closer. And it got me to wondering how much difference in the mold was there between the left and the right. With this much damage, I was trying to well, this is going to have to be fixed, so it's going to mirror the back, the other side, because it goes, let's say, all the way down, so that whole front gets done. But back here, this area is really original. It hasn't been, we'll say, messed with too much. Even the top here, then the stress cracks, this is pretty solid. So I took, let's go back over here to this side. I took a piece of metal, because I was thinking aluminum, and what if the shape from this crown to here, and like this far, was consistent, because it looked fairly consistent. So I wanted to do a test. Take a piece of aluminum, make a short mold, short pattern, so that maybe it could be used as basically, we'll say, a squeegee, form going all the way down. So if I put this there, it comes out really well, and I put there, it comes out pretty well. Now if I take it to the other side, to about the same location, you can see the difference. And this is, and that really has nothing to do with the repair area there. It is that much different of a mold. Yeah. So how to compensate? So I did trace a pattern from one side to the other, and if you can see the line, the upper line, that is the difference in one side to the other. You can see that it's pretty consistent here, and then it changes shape. So, changes shape right through here. So it also tells me that if put this back over here, the distance here to here is different on both sides. You wouldn't think it, but it is that much different on each side. Shouldn't be, or maybe it's just that far out of whack. Have to figure this out. So maybe do I do a mold of just right here of this part and work it with, if I did this, I did these three. So I'm trying to figure out how to meld. That's, I guess, the best word. Meld the patterns from the left and what's got to be done on the right, since there is difference in the mold. How do I? Yeah, I'm working this out in my brain. How do I meld the two different versions from the form and make this right side come out? Because from here forward, it's all got to be remade to match the correct profile. But if I profile too much of the left, which doesn't match the back part here, I'm working this out. So, because I think this line will stay straight. It's just this curve here, this angle right here. Here is, I think it's here. And it might be because of what was done with the gas, but it doesn't. I don't feel like that's the major issue, because it's just kind of cut in its form, but here and here. So I'm working through this. This is about where I'm at. I'm still waiting for the rest of the epoxy putty to come in so I can finish making the patterns on the left. Of course, this is also putting into, do I have to adjust the pattern so that it's good? But I think regardless, I've got a pattern in the front and get the other side to build back, because it's just so far gone on the other side. It's going to have to match, and try to figure out how to meld the front and the back of the right fender together, so the lines go. That's where I'm at right now. So I'm going to end this video because I think it's got enough craziness for me to deal with. And thanks for watching. It's always a challenge, but that's maybe why I like it, because it is a challenge. All right. Have a good day. Happy motoring and repairs to your Lotuses.